Hello, and welcome to episode 90 of Movies and Us. I'm TJ.
Hello, I'm Marcus.
And this is the review show that reviews genre movies from the beginning, sometimes. Today, we're going into the 2013 release of Man of Steel. It was directed by Zack Snyder, screenplay by David S. Goyer, storyplay by David S. Goyer and Christopher Nolan. If you didn't, get that by watching it. It was
What was that supposed to mean?
It was produced by Charles Roven, Christopher Nolan, Emma Thompson, and Deborah Snyder. It stars Henry Cavill, Dylan Spraysberry, Amy Adams, Michael Shannon.
Spraysberries taste like spraysberries. The schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
Thank you.
I wonder what spraysberry tastes like. It's human. It tastes like a human.
Are you done?
What would a Oompa Loompa taste like, you think?
Are you done?
Mm-hmm. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, I'm done.
Michael Shannon, Kevin Costner, Diane Lane, Lawrence Fishburne, Antje Trow?
Sure, I'm not paying attention. Sure.
Eilette Zurer, Christopher Maloney, Russell Crowe, Harry Lennox, Christina Wren, Richard Schiff, Carlo Gugino, I think that's how you say that one, Mackenzie Gray, Michael Kelly, Rebecca Buller, Jen Gulraween Khan, Jack Foley, Joseph Crawford, Richard Sercho, Samantha Joe, Rivard, Dufresne, and Polonia Vanova. There were some names in there. This movie is 2 hours and 23 minutes, right?
Yeah. Is it really that long?
Yes.
Man, it felt like 2 hours and 23 minutes. Yeah, it was that long. God damn. How are you 2 hours, 23 minutes and not a goddamn thing happens in the fucking movie?
Because 2 parts of this movie could have been completely cut out.
2 hours and 23 minutes? It was like a 20-minute fight scene.
We could have cut off 40 minutes of this entire movie.
What did we learn in this movie, TJ, that's not already known about Superman?
That they know how to destroy Superman. That's what we learned.
What did we get out of this in 2.5 hours?
Nothing.
There was literally no character development. There's not. I don't mean to go in the review already. But 2 hours and 23 minutes. What the shit? Okay, I'm sorry. Continue.
Oh, we're going into your favorite part anyway. This movie had a budget of $225 million and made $668 million.
With $668 million,
before you just jump into what you want to talk into here, I just want to point out.
I don't want to talk about it. Yeah.
This movie tripled its budget.
Yes.
And it was still seen as a disappointment.
It tripled its budget and it barely made the top 10, TJ.
Well, there's that, but it was seen as a disappointment by the studio. Triple your budget and you still are considered a failure. That is just ridiculous.
Well, you know why? Because Avengers made $1 billion. That's Avengers. This is Superman. So Superman's established name, so he should be making around $1 billion.
I know.
It made nowhere near that.
But it's ridiculous. It's like they go into video games a little bit. In 2015, they came out with a new Tomb Raider game.
Yes.
And it was the best-selling Tomb Raider game ever and made like 5 million. They sold like 5 million copies or something. And then Square Enix, the publishers, didn't meet sales expectations. What?
Yeah.
You.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. They just want all the money.
Well, I think it's because that's like one of the downsides of doing an established IP. So you're projected to do so much money because of the name itself, not just what the product is, but what it's representing. So there's that, I think.
I guess. I don't know. It's just ridiculous.
I know.
Triple the amount of money that you put into it, and that's a failure. In any other business sense, that would be a success.
I'm looking at the box office, and a lot of these movies are sequels, remakes, and whatever, and a lot of them did not do aren't held up in good regards nowadays. So I think that year was just not a good year for movies and from a studio's perspective and just audience perspective. These are just bad.
I mean, whatever. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Do your top 10.
Like I said, $668 million placed Man of Steel at number 9 in the top 10, TJ.
What was number 10?
We're going to talk about it next week or the week after, so I don't want to say it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's how bad the box office was. So
Okay.
number 9 was $668 million, Man of Steel. On top of that was a movie I think that was either nominated or won Best Picture. I think it was nominated. I hope it didn't win. Gravity, starring Sandra Bullock, floating in space.
That's the space one?
Yes.
I heard of it. I never actually saw it. People say it was good, though.
Yeah. I'm not going to watch it, but yeah, that made $723 million.
I mean, that's good that a movie like that can make that much money.
Yeah. Top of that's the Monsters University. That's the Monsters Inc. prequel. This made $743 million.
That's ridiculous.
I know. Fast and the Furious 6 comes out number 6.
How are those movies in the top 10?
Are you surprised?
Those movies are terrible.
They are movies. That made...
Granted, I only ever saw the first one.
They get better, then they get worse again. That made $788 million. It's a franchise. It's a dumb turn your brain franchise. And number 5 is The Hunger Games Catching Fire. I think that's the second one.
Don't know. I never saw any of them.
The movies. That made $865 million. So this is why I see why Man of Steel is a disappointment. Because it made 3 times its budget, but it's Superman. It should make more than $668 million if it was a good movie.
Should it, considering how many bad Superman movies since the... You know what I mean? Since the last bad Superman movie and stuff.
I think their logic is because it's Superman. He's the first superhero. He's the best superhero.
Yeah, but their logic was he was the first superhero, the best superhero on Superman Returns, and that bombed too.
Well, because they don't know how to fucking handle them, apparently. 2 hours and 23 minutes, TJ, and we got nothing. I'm sorry. That like you saying that just like really hit me. Anyways, finish the box office. At number 4, we talked about top 5 already. Number 4 is The Hobbit: Desolation of Smaug, made $958 million. Number 3 is Despicable Me. Number 3 is Despicable Me 2, which made $970 million. Number 2 was Iron Man 3, which made $1.2 billion, which that's crazy to me. And number 1 was Frozen with $1.2 billion as well.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the box office.
Anything else to say about box office?
No, I think this movie is just placed just right in the box office. That's all I'm gonna say.
I don't know, maybe.
Oh, I was gonna say, Superman Returns made $232 billion. I think
Billion.
Million.
Made million. That makes more sense.
I'm gonna click on it. I was just comparing the two. The budget was $270 million. Jesus. Worldwide, it made $391 million. That's not good.
It doubled that movie, though. This movie. How?
Yes, and that one came out 2006. This one came out 8 years, not 8 years. Math. 7 years later, right? 7 years later, doubled which is good, right? That's good. I think. I just think because I think they saw that Batman, the Dark Knight Rises, Dark Knight Returns, Avengers, all those movies made $1 billion. So they're thinking at least $700 to $800 million.
No,
they were hoping for.
They thought wrong. One, Batman always makes more money than Superman.
Yeah, but the guy who did it, Christopher Nolan, helped make this one, and also Zack Snyder, who did 300. All those things. These are named directors making.
We're
Superman.
also we're not coming off of Dark Knight. We're coming off Dark Knight Rises from Christopher Nolan.
But that also still made, even though it's a bad movie, it made a lot of money, right?
Because of the hype everyone was going into it. It was. I would like to see the second and third week ticket sales for that movie after everyone found out how garbage it was. Because I'm sure it made a shitload of money in its opening weekend.
Oh yeah, and they went down after that.
Yeah. So, but like I said, Batman always makes more money than Superman, and then Avengers has been building up for 6 movies, so you can't just throw Superman in there. It should make as much money as Avengers.
Which is why I think.
Well, see, it's that mentality in general is why the DCEU sucked in general. We just could throw what we want in there because those movies are making money. We don't have to really try.
I'm looking at the box office for Dark Knight Rises. The first opening weekend, obviously, made $75 million on Friday. Saturday, Sunday that weekend made $44 million-ish, give or take. Then the weekday dropped down to $20 million. Then the next weekend following made around $24 million to $20 million, which I don't know how often that happens, how often a drop of that size is.
That's a big drop. That's a $50 million drop.
That is a big drop. And then the low tens millions throughout that week.
Yeah,
As you see, it's slowly going down over the week.
Yeah, because it's
not rewatchable.
When people exactly, and that's another thing. Superhero movies, they don't. The true hardcore fans don't go and see it once. They go and see it multiple times.
You need that rewatchability.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I would never go to a movie more than once, but
I would do it for certain ones. Like the Avengers, I only saw it once in theaters. I think I would have seen that twice in it holds up. I would have saw that twice in theaters.
The only time I would go see a movie a second time is if someone else who hadn't seen it wanted to go see it, and they were like, "You want to go see the movies?" And I'm like, "Sure, whatever."
Yeah,
but
sure.
That's the only time. I would never go on my own to watch a second time.
That's fair.
But yeah, anyway, it's ridiculous. All right, moving on.
Here, look at the Avengers real quick. The Avengers came out May 4th, Friday, $80 million opening day, and then 60 to 70 million that Saturday, Sunday. Drops down to 20 million that week. Well, the following week made 40 million. So it cuts in half again. So I think that's probably the norm.
Well, 40 million is still different than 20 million.
But still half of the original opening day, which is the same thing that happened on Dark Knight. Rises.
No, Dark Knight went from the same 75, 80 to 20, whereas the Avengers went from 75, 80 to 40.
True.
Like the difference is, you're obviously the opening weekend is going to be the big thing, and then you're going to lose half your audience no matter what, because half the people are like me. I seen the movie. Why would I go watch it again?
No matter how good it is.
Right. So, but then you have all those other people who haven't gotten around to watching it and going to see it, and then there's the people who constantly want to go see it again and again and again.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm defending this movie on the merits that it made a profit, even though I hated this movie.
No, it definitely made a huge profit, which warranted that, hey, we're going to keep going into these sequels / universe, I guess.
Well,
and
that's the thing. They didn't plan the DCEU with this movie. This movie was retconned into it.
Yes, just because they were seeing how successful. God, they did it so bad. Whatever.
They did it terribly, yes, because they're horrible at their business practices. Warner Brothers sucks with their properties.
I was going to say we could talk about this later when we get into the universe, but we are in that universe, I guess, now, so we can talk. Yeah, I don't know what. I guess they saw the just the profits that Marvel was doing, like universes. That's how we do. We just jump right in. Don't think about.
Yeah, don't think about how to plan it out or anything. It's the same thing with the what Universal tried to do with their monster movies, and then screw that up on the first try.
Yes.
So,
which is I'm glad they screwed up on the first try and didn't try anymore. Where DC just kept trying, and I think DC figured Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash. I guess these people are named people. So, like, do we really need backstories in 3 movies to build them up? I mean, yes, we do. It'd be nice to see these.
You at least need the movies to establish the characters and establish them in it so that they can come together in a movie to take on a bigger threat. You don't have to go into their backstory.
Exactly.
But you need a movie establishing this world.
Establishing the world, establishing these versions of these characters.
Exactly.
Their pros, their cons, see how they work together. Get people ready and hyped up for it. And especially when you're doing the Justice League. Come on, guys.
And they just didn't do it. It's so sad. Like, I'm hoping James Gunn that's what he's doing now, but it looks like it.
I'm so tainted off this run of the DCEU that I really need time, or I just really need them to distance themselves from this era. I don't want to see, like, the cinematography. It's too dark and I don't want the DCE to be this color. I don't want the humor in these characters to be here. I want new. I want fresh.
Well, he's kind of jettisoned a lot of things,
but not all of it. But I don't want this Barry Allen. I don't want this Aquaman in it. I don't want whoever he's bringing over into it.
Because he announced like 12 new projects that have nothing to do with any of this stuff.
I don't know.
And the slate's interesting.
Yeah,
but we'll have to see. Like it's like there's no Wonder Woman, there's no Aquaman, there's no Flash in this slate.
Exactly. So I'm not keeping up on it because I don't care enough to. I don't know. I guess Suicide Squad sequels probably because that's what did well.
Well, no, it's weird. Hold on. So he announced they're doing. You would have no idea what this is. It's an animated show called Creature Commandos.
Sounds fun.
It's pretty much it's got Frankenstein and those kinds of monsters, and they're like, it depends how they go. I've seen both
I don't care about that. Like, cool, whatever. I care about the DCEU. I want the big. I don't care about Frankenstein and Creed. I want to see.
Well, Frankenstein's actually a big character in DC.
But I want to see. You know what I want to see the JLA
Right,
GTJ.
okay.
I don't care about these characters.
But that's
I hope they're cool. I hope they're done well. I just don't give a.
It's the first thing that's coming out.
I know.
It's a 7-episode animated series, apparently.
I have no interest in that at all.
But then he's also doing I think it's a show. It's a spinoff from Peacemaker called Waller.
But see, like, okay, which is she gonna be in the next new DCEU? Like, what's that gonna be?
I don't know.
See, like, and they're bringing her over, which is no. I want.
Yeah, but she's like the only one.
I want a hard reboot. I want a hard recasting of everybody. And I'm like, the actors did fine. I like the actors and what they did, but it's just
I think you're the only one.
I know.
A lot of people are upset.
I know they're upset, as they should be. I get it, because these are good actors. They got shafted by just bad handling of of good properties. I get it.
And like I said before, it is a little feels a little like nepotism that he's bringing over people from his properties.
That's Hollywood. Hollywood is nepotism, so
yeah, I know. But I know it's not nepotism because he's not related to these people.
No.
But you know,
favoritism, whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
But the first real movie that is Superman Legacy.
Okay.
And it's supposed to release July 11th in 2025.
Okay.
And the only thing we know about it is he keeps showing images from All-Star Superman. That's the one you really like.
No, I get that, but like...
And that's a different, complete tone from what we've been getting.
Which is good. I wonder if they're going to show origin shit. I don't know. Again, I don't like speculating because things will change, so who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. No one knows what he's doing. He's also doing a Green Lantern TV series based on...
I hate that everything's a TV series now, too. I hate that.
I prefer TV shows to movies, honestly.
No.
I love TV shows.
Especially when you have to watch them to get to the movie. No, I so much investment. It's too much content.
I love TV shows. I would rather watch 1,000 TV shows than watch 1,000 movies.
No. Until the budgets are worth, like, some of the Star Wars stuff is good. And by that I mean, like, two visually are good.
I especially like the new format of TV shows where it's only like 6 or 7 episodes.
No, that's still 6 or 7 hours I have to watch to get to the next movie. Like, I don't want that.
You're stupid. It's fine.
No, so I like TV shows. I prefer watching television over movies recently, but it's just if I have to watch a JLA, I have to watch 6 hours of The Flash. 6 hours of whoever the hell he just said Greenland. I don't want that. Just give me the popcorn filled movies, please.
The Green Lantern show is supposed to star Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. So we'll see with that one. Then there's going to be a movie based on something you've never heard of, The Authority. They're Wildstorm characters, so you would have no idea who they are. Nope. They're a bunch of, let's just say they're off-brand DC characters, but they're cool in their own ways.
Yeah.
And then there's going to be this one I don't think I'm liking too much, honestly. It's a TV series called Paradise Lost. It's supposed to be like a Game of Thrones kind of show based in Themyscira with the Amazons.
I'm sold. As long as it's not like, I don't need nudity. I don't need all that shit.
I just don't know how you do a Game of Thrones style show with Themyscira and the Amazons.
I think they're saying Game of Thrones in the sense of that same looking time period. Not the same material, obviously, but like, it's going to look like that.
Yeah, but it's when you say Game of Thrones, you think adult.
Adult political intrigue, shit like that. And I don't think Themyscira is political intrigue. Maybe it is. I don't know enough about that world.
I do, and it's not.
Yeah. So they're just saying Game of Thrones in a sense, it's going to have that same look and feel. Not content, just look and feel. That's what I'm thinking they're saying that as. But I don't want that to be adult. I don't want adult DCEU. I want PG-13.
I mean, I don't mind adult DCEU as long as you're true to the characters. Like, Batman can be dark, but Superman should not be dark.
Well, that's the thing. When you say adult, they're going to make everyone dark and edgy. Like,
I know.
Just make Batman
That's why I kind of have hope it's because James Gunn's doing it, because it looks like he's choosing, like, random things.
See, now he's going too random. Like, God damn it.
After that, there's gonna be a Brave and the Bold Batman movie.
I hope these are. I generally hope these are good. And now I sound like a fanboy crying. I know, and I am a fanboy crying. It's like, do good stuff.
A Brave and the Bold Batman movie with Damian Wayne as Robin.
It's gonna be live action.
That's what it says.
Okay. Again, I'm hoping the best. That's all I can say is I'm hoping for the best.
But this is completely separate from Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, okay, like they're doing whatever.
The Robert Pattinson stuff and the Joker stuff.
Yeah.
It's completely separate from all this.
Of course.
Because obviously the Batman sequel is going to be coming out sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
And then he also announced these are all HBO Max shows, by the way.
Cool.
An HBO show starring Booster Gold. I don't know if you know who he is.
Vaguely.
He's kind of a comedic. He's kind of a loser from the future who stole future tech to become a hero in the 20th century. To be just a bit.
Okay.
There's going to be a Supergirl movie based on the Woman of Tomorrow comic book that released a couple years ago, which was really, really good. And if they follow the comic, that should be a really good movie.
You think they will?
Well, I mean, it's very rare to adapt a comic book from the last, 3 years?
Yeah.
So, and if James Gunn's really excited about the storyline, I guess it depends on who's directing it and who's writing
Hold
it.
on, is James Gunn being the Kevin Feige right now, or is he just directing these things?
No, he's the Kevin Feige.
So he's producing this shit.
Yeah, he's in charge of everything. He even said that WB has no involvement with any of the decision making. It's all just him.
Which is good and bad, but also I don't think that's how it's going to play out. WB's going to handle something, because at the end of the day, it's still them on top. It's them, then him, then the rest of everything underneath of it.
He tweeted something where a couple months ago that WB is now completely hands off with DC for something, like the deal or something was struck a bit ago. I don't know what happened, because WB is now WB Discovery.
Yes.
So Warner Brothers is part of a conglomerate, so you can separate Warner Brothers completely out of it if you need to be.
I guess.
So I don't know.
I'm just skeptical. That's all. I'm just skeptical. Shit. I know how things play out in Hollywood. People say one thing just to make people happy. I get it.
I'm skeptical too. I'm very skeptical about all this, but I'm excited if the things he's saying is true. It's going to be exciting.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
And then apparently he wants to do another Swamp Thing movie, a horror-based one.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
it's
just an interesting, eclectic bunch of stuff.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's weird the things he chose to focus on. Like, he's doing a Superman and a Supergirl movie. It's like, but there's no Wonder Woman or Aquaman or anything in there. So it's like, but yeah. I guess to be fair, there is an Aquaman movie coming out.
Starring Jason, probably. Momoa again.
Yeah, there's that. Aquaman 2 is coming out. It's done. It's just waiting to be released.
Yeah.
And so is a Flash. So you got those two movies coming out. You don't really want to go back to that well right now.
No.
So I don't know.
Well, I'm not sold. That's all. To me, because it's all still fresh and that's so far out, I'm just not completely sold. Yeah, but I'm just hopeful.
Like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic. How about that?
And that's as you should be. That's fair.
Like, some of it, I'm like, sure. But like some of it, it could be really good if they focus on what the characters are. I guess it just depends on how true James Gunn is to everything.
That's everything you said so far. Like the titles wise, nothing was like, oh, I need to see that. Oh, that's great. Like, and I don't mind them. They could just like have Batman movies by themselves, the superhero movies, but they can also just have those characters be mentioned or show up. We don't need origins. We don't need true crossovers. Like, hey, Clark's doing this, I'm doing that. I don't know.
Yeah, but the problem with that is then you always run into the problem. Okay, Superman's here. Why is Batman not here?
Yeah, because Superman's out to the. Superman's out on a space mission with Green Lantern.
Yeah, I know, but then
Batman's doing his own thing, and that's why we're following Batman's story right now. Or Batman's over fighting the Joker right now. That's why we're following Green Lantern.
And to be fair, none of that seemed like it was a crossover. So
they can I'm trying to say in a sense of like they don't have to do what Marvel did if they don't want to do what Marvel did.
Well, he said he wants to connect everything, like the TV shows and stuff like that.
God, that sounds terrible. Sorry. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what you have against TV shows, but
just time. That's just time and content. There's so much content out there, TJ. There's so much goddamn content and time. That's my thing. It's just the overall. I just hope they do good. I want them to distance themselves from this stuff. Yeah, I want a hard reboot. None of the same characters. Stories.
I wanted them to kill the Snyderverse completely.
Yes,
and then I want it to be good, and so we can rub it into the Snyderverse fans. Say,
Well, no, that's cruel for no reason.
No, it's not. Those fans are ridiculous and stupid.
Every fan is ridiculous and stupid.
Release the Snyderverse.
We're going to. We're going to watch that shit movie.
I mean, we are, but
aren't you excited?
No.
Exactly.
No, I'm not excited at all for those movies.
Wow, this is the first movie of that universe. So, what else you got for behind the scenes?
That wasn't behind the scenes at all.
I know, it's just rants. I know.
Anyway, so behind the scenes, there's a few interesting things. In 2009, they settled a court dispute with Jerry Siegel's family, the guy who created Superman, returning half the rights to him. The judge decided in that case that the Siegels didn't get any royalties from previous Superman films that have been made, but if DC didn't make a Superman movie by 2011, they would have to pay them for rights or fees for not developing a movie by then, which is why they rushed out a Superman movie in 2011.
Okay.
So that's why Man of Steel came about, just so everyone knows. Other interesting things, Tyler Hoechlin, I think, or Hutch Hoechlin, was considered for the role of Superman here. Obviously, Henry got it, but Tyler is currently playing Superman on the Superman and Lois TV show.
Nice.
So I thought that was funny, considering Henry Cavill had tried out for the role of Superman in Superman Returns. It seems like these actors just get the next Superman role.
See, good-looking white guys with chiseled jaws and good hairline. You always have hope for a Superman role.
And there was also apparently a Superman movie called Superman Flyby that was supposed to be being made, like in the wake of the Nolan Batman movies and stuff, but that got scrapped, I guess, somewhere along the lines. And Henry was cast for that, but then they turned it into Man of Steel.
Nice.
So that was interesting. They considered Mila Kunis for Lois Lane. Obviously, there's also considered others: Kristen Stewart, Zoe Saldana. Yeah,
really? They're going to race swap her.
They considered her. They also considered Olivia Wilde, but I just found Mila Kunis the weird one in that.
I think that honestly, I like that. Personally,
that's why I brought it up. It was interesting.
Yeah, I think I would have found that fascinating to see Mila Kunis as Lois Lane.
They also were going to try to cast Daniel Day-Lewis as General Zod.
He would have made a good General Zod.
Or Viggo Mortensen?
Yeah,
he was another one they considered.
Daniel Day-Lewis as General Zod. I think that I like Michael Shannon a lot as General Zod, but man, Daniel Day-Lewis is a good actor.
Do you know the
Muffin Man?
The female Zod person?
Love her.
I can't know who they originally wanted to cast for that though.
Who?
Gal Gadot.
Oh,
so yeah, Wonder Woman herself could have been Kryptonian and probably never become Wonder Woman.
Kryptonian woman number 1 or 2, whatever number. Yeah.
And Connie Nielsen was considered for Laura, Superman's biological mother. And of course she didn't get it, but she ended up becoming Queen Hippolyta in Wonder Woman.
I don't love that movie. I love
So it's just interesting. These people who are not cast in other roles get cast in different roles. It's like, do they have a revolving door of people that can play these superhero roles, I guess. And I think it's about it. There's really nothing else of note. There's a whole section about the allegory of Superman being Jesus and stuff, but
which we're used to.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing. One of the Huffington Post writers compared Zod to Hitler. Yeah, it's just a bunch of stupid things. It's got a 56% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay.
If anyone cares about that. It also won a couple awards. Nothing great. It won a trailer award, apparently.
Yeah, it deserved that. I remember this movie came out. The trailer was great. This was a time period of good trailers. Like, this trailer was fantastic. Phenomenal.
Well, yeah, the trailer... Like, I remember bringing up the Dark Knight trailer and the other movie, and I said, that trailer looked way better than the movie we got.
I remember the Star Wars Force Awakens trailer came out. That trailer, I was like, yes, that's going to be a good movie. It's not. I remember the trailer for
That was probably the good movie.
Of the 3, yeah, but it's not a good movie.
It's a good movie.
It's a f***ing remake of the first Star Wars movie. Like, come on.
See, they needed to make that movie to show that they could make a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, let's remake a good one, and then not do as good. Like, come on, guys, this movie's terrible.
It's
And
not that
they
bad.
did Mad Max Fury Road trailer. Those 3 trailers, man, it was like Mad Max Fury Road, the Star Wars movie, and this. We're like, these are good trailers, and they stopped making good trailers off for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. They stopped putting effort into it because superhero movies just make billions of dollars on without trying now.
Yeah, and now they just either tell you everything that's going to happen, or they are so vague with what's the movie's about, which is cool, but like, why? And trailers are long. Trailers are like 2 or 3 minutes sometimes. Like, why are you showing me all this shit?
I don't watch trailers anymore.
No.
I'm like, that's just going to spoil the movie at this point.
Yeah, if it's not outright spoiling a movie, Batman vs Superman killing Batman or Superman later on, though, like, if you're educated enough in movie and storytelling, you see like, okay, that seems that and that. So yeah, but speaking of these awards, he also won. Henry Cavill won Best Hero.
Yeah, for the MTV Movie Award.
Did you say that already or not? So we're not paying attention to you said.
No,
okay.
I didn't say it yet, but I was getting to it. But go ahead.
He also won for the New Now Next Awards. He was nominated for 2 things. The one he won was, or not he, but the movie won Next Must See Movie.
Mm-hmm.
But he was nominated for a thing called "Cause You're Hot." And
I don't even know. I don't know what the New Now Next Awards are.
No, but I just chuckled when I saw that. Like, why is that a category for something?
The New Now Next Awards is American annual entertainment award show presented by the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender themed channel Logo TV, launched in 2008.
Makes total sense. Because You're Hot. Okay.
Our awards are presented both for LGBT specific and general interest in achievements in entertainment and pop culture.
Listen to this. These like, I'm gonna say some award categories. Best lesbian vlog ever.
Vlog,
yes. Brink of Fame song. The Kylie.
I thought these were like movie awards.
Their award. The Kylie Award. Next International Crawling. I guess Kylie Jenner.
I don't know.
Yeah. OMFG Internet Award. God, I hate these lingos so much.
Yeah, this is a garbage award show, it sounds like. I'm sorry.
And not because it's LGBTQ, it just sounds like just terrible junk magazine shit.
It's just like winning an MTV award or a Kids' Choice Award or some bullshit like that.
God.
Not to say winning a Grammy or Oscar is much better because it's just a piece of metal with in a form of a shape means absolutely nothing anyway. It's just who bought that award that year. But there's at least these consistence of weight to those awards, I guess.
Yeah, there's more prestige to it. Not again, there's like some. It's just prestige to. These are terribly stupid.
And yeah, I mean, who wants to display a award that says they won the OMG something review award? I would throw that in the trash.
Because Jesus, look at this. Because you deserve an award. It feels like it's like a joke thing, obviously.
That feels like an entitled reward. Yeah. It's like you don't deserve anything. So
hottest Downey and out. Hottest D-O-W-N-E. Is it Downey or down?
Say what again?
D-O-W-N-E. Down. Okay, hottest down and out character on TV. Best upcoming industry gay gaming professional. That is a sentence and very niche. Best upcoming industry gay gaming professional.
Yeah, I mean, this feels like this is the gay award show. We're doing it because we're gay.
That's what it is. I'm not bashing them at all. I really am not.
It does though, but it feels like it would almost be like
it's like saying the best upcoming industry black gaming professional. Like,
yeah, but it's almost, it feels like almost like it to go the opposite extreme. If like the MAGA guys just started throwing their own award show, the best anti-Semite award goes to. That's what it seems like.
I would totally watch that out of curiosity and just see the audacity of these people. Like, oh my god.
That's what it sounds like.
I mean, as awards are, it seems so pandering.
It is. It sounds like pandering, and it sounds like it sounds what's it called when you're like focused on a specific thing, like a specific like identity politics and stuff like that. It just feels like that, It's
yes.
like we're just doing this because gays.
Yes.
Gays are popular right now, right?
And then they're going to say, God, we're bashing them. We're going to cut this out. We'll see. It sounds like we're bashing them because we're not bashing them. We're not bashing the award side of it, not the...
We are. And I'm actually bashing the people who put it together, too.
Well, no, because maybe it was good-hearted LGBTQ people who did this, and maybe they're trying to empower people who don't get talked about. So maybe there was that.
Let me tell you something. Maybe they were, but let me tell you something. When you created an OMG award, you failed.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Just because you're hot award. That's like that got me. That's ridiculous.
It's like the ridiculous. Or maybe it's because awards.
You're like hot topic right now. Hot. Nah, that makes no sense. Yeah.
Don't make ridiculous awards. If you're going to put on this stupid show of award shows anyway, at least make them real awards, not garbage.
Oh, man.
Not paperweights that people are either going to leave somewhere in a garage or throw in the garbage.
Or give it to charity and or pawn them up like Pawn Stars or something like that.
Right.
Like I'm
sorry.
No, you don't be sorry.
No, I'm not sorry for what I'm saying. What I was going to say is I'm sorry that that you don't know how to put on an award show, essentially.
That's all it is. And I just don't want people thinking we're just bashing this community. We're not. It's just
no, because I literally just bashed the MAGA guys in just 10 seconds ago. This is just a generalized thing. If you're going to do something, don't be making it a joke, and then you won't be made fun of for being a joke.
Yeah, there we go. Because if it's a joke, just be on the joke, and no, we're going to bash you for how stupid and how dumb it is.
Look. I hate everything. Oh, I forgot to mention, the reason why Gal Gadot didn't take the offer for the role is because she was pregnant at the time.
Oh, she's kids?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
So if it wasn't for her child, we wouldn't have got Wonder Woman, yeah.
So the first one I said was Best Lesbian Vlog Ever. There's another one called Totally Most Rad Sickest Blog Ever, TJ.
That's my whole point right there.
Like, why? First of all, watch some
How
of the words.
How do you fit that on a plaque, first of all?
I'm sorry for harping on them. This is ridiculous.
Like, do they have that title's so freaking long? You either can't fit the name of the person that's on there, or you have to put the initials on there, and it's stupid.
It went to delisted.com, which sounds like a celebrity gossip. God, jeez, this is society.
It's like I said, it's a garbage award show, and I'm not going to let them hide behind the LGBTQ title because of it. It's garbage.
No. And oh my God.
I'm not afraid.
I'm not afraid to speak out against the gays. Someone's got to do it. No, I'm kidding. We're speaking out against award shows. Oh, man.
No, I'm not afraid of being canceled for garbage. I'm sorry. Not a thing.
We're not getting canceled, so I'm not putting this on a podcast. Anyways, I'll probably keep it in.
You need to leave this in. Don't try and silence me.
People need to know. Anyways, what we're talking about. I think we have to talk about this. It's 2 hours, TJ, and 23 minutes. And what did we get out of this?
I don't know. We're not there yet.
God.
We didn't start yet. We spent 47 minutes talking about other stuff.
This really has the Christopher Nolan problem. I know, but like this is really does have the Christopher Nolan problem of like no character development of any character. What characters do we learn about in this movie, TJ? That you want to see again in the sequels? No one. This movie
actually the characters that I want to see in the other movies die in this movie. So.
Who? The General Zod and all them, or?
Like I kind of liked what's his name's character, the one soldier guy.
Oh yeah, from CS with that guy
from Law and Order. Yeah,
he's great.
Yeah, I liked him, Christopher Maloney's character. Yes. I liked that character, but he died, so it's like, but you know. And to be fair, let me point this out right now: we're gonna harp on this movie. We are, without a doubt.
Apparently, yeah.
Now,
it's 2 hours, 23 minutes.
But I like the acting in this movie.
We say that about every movie, TJ.
Yeah, I know, but like...
Has there been a movie that we've reviewed that we had bad acting?
But particularly in this movie, I really did enjoy the acting.
It was good.
Yeah, it was solid. You said you liked Michael Shannon. I actually found him a little annoying this time around, honestly. Oh. He was the only one.
Too one note?
Too cartoony for me, yeah. But like
that's how he's written. That's how the character was written.
Yeah, I know, but that's how the character was written.
Yell and scream at everybody and be menacing. Got it.
Yeah, so that's. But like, I really did enjoy the acting in this movie.
Yeah. 2 hours and 23 minutes, man.
Like, I get why people are mad why Henry Cavill isn't Superman anymore. Like, I get it.
I don't, because I don't see him being. We haven't gotten into it. You have anything else you want to talk about?
Well, since I have the DVD of this, I got a couple of trailers. One for the Injustice video game that we've already talked about, so we can just move on from that. But the other one, I debated on whether I'm bringing this up because I don't even want to talk about it with you. Pacific Rim.
You know what's funny? I'm glad you're bringing this up because that reminded me of a critique. I didn't take any notes this time, told you. That reminds me of a critique I had about this movie. I'm going to say this critiques down before I forget about them later. So, what Pacific Rim is to you is what I realized most superhero movies is to me. It's the same story. It may be some challenging things with the genre, maybe, if they want to do so. But at the end of the day, we know what's going to happen with these characters. And that's what I felt like watching this movie in most superhero movies. Like, I don't care. The action is...
I would disagree. It's not the same story.
You could boil down the elements most of the time, I said. And
But you can boil that down for any story.
Know. That's why I don't get why superhero movies, I get why they're so good and popular. I get it. But I miss my giant robots fighting my giant creatures. And I literally thought of that while watching this movie. Like, I want to watch Pacific Rim instead.
The way you feel about giant robots and giant creatures is how I feel about superheroes.
Exactly.
So that's the major difference between us here. I can't stand giant robots and giant
I can't stand most superhero films because God damn it, they're all the same.
Talk about all the same. All the giant robots versus giant monster movies are all the same. They're literally the same movie.
But for some reason, I can palate that more. The destruction in this movie, TJ, we just watched. I get the complaint. When I first saw this movie, you're like, people are just bitching the bitch. No, this is too much. This is way too much of this movie.
We'll get to the effects. We'll get to that giant fight scene at the end.
Yes, but like just the destruction, I'd rather see just big robots and creatures fight. It's just fun. It's fun to me. It's great. I don't know, and I'll admit, Pacific Rim is a flawed movie. It's also the one that's bloated in runtime, but it's a fun movie.
I never saw it, and I don't need to see it because I know I was gonna hate it.
Yes.
I watch enough anime to know that I hate mechs and giant monsters.
Oh, and it's not a good movie. It's 2 hours 11 minutes. It doesn't need to be 2 hours 11 minutes. It needs to be an hour 45 at most. That's pushing it still.
I reviewed 162 animes up to this point of this review. I know what mech anime. I know what mechs and giant monsters are.
Yes,
they are terrible.
No, it's not a good movie, but I enjoy it the same way as I enjoy the King Kong movies and the Godzilla movies. I
like the original King Kong movie.
So do I,
because that's not really a giant monster movie.
No, it's a character movie.
It's more of a monster flick than it is a giant Godzilla battle monsters movie.
I agree, but just the Godzilla movies where he's going around fighting things, I eat it up. I like it. I know it's stupid. I know it's bad. I know it's trash when I'm watching, but it's great. But yeah. But I understand the hate for Pacific Rim. I get it. I'm not blind to it, TJ. I know it's not for everyone.
I don't know if that movie's hate it. Everybody I've ever talked to has always loved that movie.
No, because it's not good. It's good, but like there's parts of the movie where you see the plot holes. Like, really, we're doing that? Like,
I'll fully admit I am in a total minority when it comes to the Pacific Rim movie because I've never met anyone who's hated that movie.
No, but the second one, it's not good. It's not good. It's hot garbage. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of hot garbage, you ready to go into this?
2 hours and 23 minutes. And we're not going to get anything out of this, TJ, character-wise. 2 hours and 23 minutes.
All right. Well, let's get into it then.
No. Okay.
We open up with birth. You get it? You get the allegory? Get it?
No, I don't.
The movie opens with birth. You don't get it?
No. Oh, because it's a new telling of something that's been told.
Yeah. You get it? See, and that's this entire movie. That right there.
Why is it so gray, TJ? Like, they didn't see this movie?
This first part of the first 20 minutes isn't gray. It's very colorful.
It is, but it's still like a gray colorful. And this probably is like one of the most colorful movies of the Superman movies in this.
That's because they didn't get into their tone yet.
No. And it's like, damn, this is the brightest we're going to see this character.
All right, so this movie opens up with Krypton's origin. Why? We could cut out this first 20 minutes. This does nothing for the movie.
See, I as much as I agree, this is like one of the better parts of the movie for me. I do like seeing some of Krypton. Yeah, doesn't matter; it's going to be destroyed. But
this feels like a completely different movie.
It does.
This is like we got Russell Crowe.
Yep.
We got to use him.
Yep.
Let's put him in a 20-minute action film in the beginning of the movie.
Yes.
That's what this is.
I wish they would have handled this better because what they did was, it's just too actiony. It's too, as you don't see I wish they would have showed.
Look, sometimes they portray Jor-El as badass in the comics, sometimes they don't, but he's ultimately a scientist, not an action hero. I'm sorry.
Yes, I wish they would have showed more of that. I wish they would have showed more the civilian side of what they're about to lose.
My whole point is, we don't need this story here. We've seen this 1,000 times at this point.
We've seen all this 1,000 times.
We don't need the origin. You want to show the origin? Show Clark landed on Earth and then cut to the freaking future. We don't need any of this.
No, I'd rather have this. I wish we don't need it in your sense because I think they did a bad job of it. But if they would have done a better job of making us care about Jarrell, see a better sense of why Zod's the way he is instead of just yelling at the camera. If they would have built more character development in these 10 minutes, which they could have done, they could have made these characters more sympathetic, understandable. I think the sequence would have been better.
I'm surprised you're arguing for the side of this origin here. This is an origin story that we don't need again.
But we never seen this side, really. We never seen it like this. Like,
we were on Krypton in the first Superman movie.
Not long. They were in like a one room
and we were on Krypton with the Supergirl movie.
Were we on Krypton, TJ? I thought we were on a lake.
I mean, that's beside the point. But that's beside the point.
And I usually be against this, but like I like the reimagining of this, but it's just it was style over substance. It was style over substance. That's why I don't like it.
Whatever the case you want to say about this movie, right? This part of the movie.
Yes.
You can still cut this whole 20 minutes out and not affect the movie later.
No. I think no. Yeah. As of the movie, the way the movie stands, yes, I agree. The way this movie stands, yes. But if I was saying like, because we see glimpses of his father in the holographs later, we see Zod coming later. Yeah, if they would have built those characters up more,
you don't need any of that.
We do.
It's literally they hired Russell Crowe and said, "Crap, we got Russell Crowe in this role. Now we have to expand this role." That's all this is.
I think it's that, and also they wanted some action because they want to be in action for a while. I think it's like let's get these people in the seats.
Well, there's that problem too. We need to start the movie with something because we're going to be meandering for the whole second act of this movie because the first act of this movie is essentially the Krypton part of it.
Yes,
because the second act is an hour of just Clark wandering, and then the third act's nothing but a fight.
Oh,
so
you're right. I thought this was 10 minutes. This is 20 minutes. You're right.
It is 20 minutes. Yeah.
Wow, this is 20 minutes, TJ.
Yeah, I know. I know how I know because I stopped it at the specific point it ended to check how long it was.
TJ. That's 20 minutes. That's an episode of a TV show, TJ.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it's a different movie. They did a whole Krypton movie before they decided to do a Superman movie.
No, I don't think you understand, TJ, how bad that is. Do you understand an opening episode of a TV series, how it sets up characters and make you like be invested?
Yes.
This didn't do that. This didn't make me care for the characters.
Not only did it not do that, it didn't even establish its main character in that
No! Time. What the shit? I thought you were being bombastic and over the top of the 20 minutes, TJ.
Yeah, I know. I was not. I was being dead serious.
Holy, and they couldn't.
We'll get back to the whole 20 minutes later thing too. But yeah, so
they could have showed more of Krypton. They could have showed him being a scientist. They could have built the characters up in those 20 minutes, TJ.
Yes, I know.
What the fuck?
That's why this whole opening is garbage and shouldn't have been here.
How did they
And the sad part is 10 minutes into it, it looked like it was wrapping up.
Yeah, I know. I remember. Like, okay, it's almost done.
It was like, this is wrapping up here. I looked at it, because I remember it being 20 minutes from the last review, and I was like, oh, maybe I was wrong. Maybe it is only 10 minutes. Maybe it's short. But no, it just keeps going and going and going.
10 minutes in, like the mutiny fails, and they send off the guys, right, for the most part?
Right, and he kills Jarrell. And I was like, oh, okay. But then it keeps going.
Jesus. Wow. Okay, yeah. So what happens in the first act, TJ?
The first act is the Krypton.
But what happens with Krypton? What happens with Krypton? You gotta
what happens with Krypton? Right, let's get into it.
It is kind of relevant what happens.
Well, first of all, when they first show Krypton outside of its little house caves that they seem to live in for some reason, it looks they got like all these creatures and stuff. And this time around, when I saw it, I was like, oh, we're in Star Wars now.
I was thinking Avatar. Last time, not Alice Bender, the shitty.
No, there's only like one species of things in that.
Yeah, the flying.
There's only blue monkeys in that.
No, they fly things like this too. If you saw the movies, yeah.
No, but I got Star Wars.
Yeah. So no, it's all CGI crap. You're right.
And then I don't need to go through the origin of Krypton for everybody, right? We can all just agree that their motivations for not getting in spaceships and abandoning the planet is just stupid, correct?
If they would have dove into why they would have stayed there, it would have been better. God damn, 20 minutes wasted.
Like, even if they explained why they had to stay there, makes no sense.
Why?
Because they say they abandoned space because they've said years past we set up outposts, went out into space, and then we just stopped.
No, Zod says when that scene comes up, the reason those outposts died out because Krypton died, and for some reason it's connected enough for those outposts to die.
He says the outpost dies because Krypton abandoned them.
That's why I thought they just died because Krypton died.
No, they died because they stopped going into outer space for population control is what they gave the reason for. Which means, 1, they have space travel technology. So, 2, they only stayed because they're idiots and didn't believe Jor-El for whatever reason.
Nationalism idea, I guess. Let's stay isolated to ourselves, I guess. I don't know.
Like,
Yeah,
even if you don't believe Jor-El, right?
Mm-hmm.
Say you don't believe him and he's not going. He says the world's going to end, whatever. We have space travel. Okay, let's go to the next planet over and just wait and see what happens. The planet explodes. If it explodes, we stay here. If not, we go back.
Not realistically, but that's not going to work. If you got people like their homes and their planet and shit, that's not.
And then those people can stay and die because they're idiots.
Well, yes, I agree with that. They should have shown some Kryptonians like, let's get the out of here.
Yeah,
it should have been
the fact that the entire population decided to stay behind.
No, yeah, unless they were lying to the entire population, like, oh, this guy's a maniac, it's fake news. We're not telling people the shit.
That's not how they portrayed them. They portrayed this council like they were nothing because Zod just shows up and murders half of them.
I know.
And then, so, Zod comes after the idiocy of Krypton, and then it turns into an action movie. And then all of a sudden we're in D&D or like that Aragon dragon movie because Jor-El's flying dragons. And then he crashes the poor dragon and we never see what happens to that dragon again. And it's like, okay.
It dies, doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, and it's like they want us to believe this is Krypton, right? This is a big deal and stuff like that. They're going all in on Krypton, right?
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Why is everyone speaking English?
TJ, stop. You can't nitpick shit like that. We're an hour into this review. I don't want to nitpick that.
No. I want to know. There's specifically it's lore, canon, and everything else that they speak a different language.
Because this is a movie we're watching, TJ, so it's translated for us.
Nope, don't buy it. It's a different planet. They're aliens. They should be speaking a different language.
Why do they look like humans, TJ? Come on, what are the odds of that?
Actually, fairly high that it would be similar development things based on everything. Yes.
No.
If they have a similar planet structure and ecosystem to ours.
The odds of a monkey system like that, the odds of evolution being just damn near identical to us, bullshit.
See, that's just your theory that we came from monkeys.
Yep. Exactly.
According to other theories, we were created, so...
Yeah, so we're nitpicking some dumb shit. We're going to nitpick everything, TJ. So continue.
So I was going to go into the whole genetic baby thing. Like, on Krypton, everyone was genetically created. They don't have natural births and stuff. And, like, how would you pick up on that? But actually, they do explain it later, so I'll just throw it out there.
Yeah, I like that, though.
I mean, my problem is not so much with the thing itself, it's the allegories included in it, because now we're getting to, he's a natural birth Superman, and that's why he's special and stuff like that. He's not this genetic makeup of this thing or whatever.
Yeah, what's wrong with that, though?
It's just on the nose allegory stuff,
That's all on the nose.
Why does he have to be separate from all other Kryptonians? Why can't he be a normal Kryptonian who just arrives above?
That.
So it's why has he got to be special or like godlike and stuff? It just doesn't make it. It's just stupid
to show the flaws of Kryptonian logic and keep going the right way like that, I guess.
It's just not needed.
It's not needed, but I didn't hate it.
I mean, but it
definitely isn't needed. Like, I'm not going to argue.
But it's not even expanded upon to make it important. It's literally you see Jor-El swimming by a bunch of babies, and then he says, they explain that he's a normal birth, and then that's practically it. Yeah. So it's like, you're not even using those details to explain anything, so it's just there for the allegory.
20 minutes of boobless bullshit. Like that's insane. That was 20.
And then it's the whole origin. Jor-El puts Cal into a ship with the Codex thing. That's bullshit made up for this movie. That's the MacGuffin of this movie, and which is like the genetic.
Oh, that triggered something else in me. That's another thing I had to compare this to. This movie is Transformers, TJ.
It is?
This is Transformers. This is all Spark. It's the same thing as a Codex.
To be fair,
warring sides from a different planet coming to Earth, fighting over on Earth.
Doesn't surprise me that they stole from Transformers.
No, this is the same thing. There's a heavy military presence in Transformers. There's a heavy military presence in this movie.
This movie is lazy as hell.
This is Transformers.
It's garbage.
Yes, it's straight Transformers.
But like, I'm thinking about it. He's like, first of all, the codex is like starts out off like this skull, half a skull thing,
reasons, and
it turns into this little key thing, and then somehow that's transported into a baby into its cells.
Yeah.
How does information get stored, like computer information stored into someone's cells?
Kryptonian magic, science.
Yeah, that's essentially what it is. It's ridiculous. It's a stupid MacGuffin. But the Kryptonians show how stupid they are because the planet's about to explode, and because it explodes right after the trial, and yet they send Zod up into the Phantom Zone, and he gets to live while everyone else dies. Planet's about to explode. Just lock him up until the planet explodes.
Well, they don't know it's going to explode.
They do too know it's going to explode.
They don't know because they don't believe it. It's, again, global warming. It's not real.
Zod literally just tried to do a coup because the planet was exploding.
Yes.
And then killed Jor-El because of it. And then Laura's at the trial. They still don't believe the planet's going to explode.
Like, why is that so bizarre? Look at the world we live in right now. We're going through global warming, and people of all levels are seriously denying this shit. Like, it's the same thing. It's just two guys on the same side on different streams of it.
It's not the same thing. This is saying, like, only half the people actually, well, not even half. I'll say only a quarter of the people actually believe climate change doesn't exist. The rest of them are paid to not believe in it. They know it's real. They're just greedy. This doesn't show greed. This just shows stupidity.
Either way, the people at the top who are making decisions, because they're
supposed to be more advanced than us, and supposed to be these alien super beings, and yet they're stupid enough to let the planet explode and then send General Zod to live forever in the Phantom Zone.
We are technically a very smart species, as much as we know, and we're destroying the shit out of this planet, even though we have the resources to know everything else not to do that. We're just driven by greed and just arrogance and stupidity. It's the same thing, TJ.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous to think that an alien species would be just as bad.
Oh, but why are they speaking English? Come on, TJ.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, why are they speaking English?
TJ, come on. You can't nitpick stupid shit like that and like be not. No, of course, alien species will be just as dumb, if not dumber.
But my point is
arrogance. It's just arrogance. All right,
here's my other reason.
Yeah.
You want to compare this to the real world? Sure. A lot of people are stupid, but there are a lot of people on the other side. Where's the other side of this argument that's only two people?
I agree, and that's what I don't like about this 20 minutes. They don't show you more other people's viewpoint. They're showing the main characters because, A, that's all the comic books have, and this movie's not smart enough to make its own shit. And it's just B, it's just like, no time is what action for some reason. Action! No, I agree with you. There should be more depth to this, and like in the council there should be people talking like I agree with them and I'm like I don't agree. Like
all right, we spent 20 minutes on this stupid 20 minutes, so let's get to the actual movie.
Yeah, the first act of Zod is doing a coup, kills some people, and General Zod Clark Kent's dad does Clark Kent's dad thing, sends him off to Jor-El.
Jor-El sends him off the Earth, and Zod goes to the Phantom Zone.
That's the first act.
Yes.
And Zod gets and Zod gets to the Phantom Zone, plan destroys, first act done.
Yes. And then we go into out of order garbage cutting and just like
I prefer it this way. As much as I do hate flashbacks in and out like this, I really do. We've seen Superman's kid's origin so many times. I'm glad they kind of work it up this way.
You don't need it there.
What do you mean?
I was going to bring this up later.
Yeah.
Because it hit me later. But there is no Superman in this Superman movie.
No, there isn't.
Like, we don't ever get to see him just be Superman saving people.
No.
So it's like all this flashback stuff is leading up to him being Superman, but it never happens. He's just in a suit fighting an alien race, and he's never actually Superman.
We see him save the kids on the bus. We see him be
but he's not Superman there.
No, we see him be mean to
and he's not Superman there.
We see him being a savior. We see him flying around because he's found some powers and discovers his stuff. So we see him embrace his powers. We see him fight aliens and destroying a whole city.
That's my whole point. We don't see him
save anyone. Weird, you're right.
Yeah, there is no Superman in this.
No, there's no goddamn Superman in this. Wow, he saves no one. There's no like save the cat moment. There's no old lady crossing the street moment. There's no the president's chopper is going down again.
He's not flying through Metropolis, stopping a plane from crashing or anything like that. There's no moments in this.
For some reason they have him in hiding, and Lois Lane picks up on his trail and she follows him.
Well, that's my first note in this thing. And that's my first note on this thing. Why is he on a boat?
Because he's in hiding, and I get it. He's trying to find himself.
Why? Why is he in hiding?
Because that's what his dad taught him to do, TJ.
I don't think he's in hiding. I think he's just wandering.
Yeah, he's lost, but he's not embracing his side, his Superman.
Yeah, but why is he on a boat? Why do we need the scene of him on a boat? Just show
he saved someone here. There we go. Because he saved someone here.
But he's not Superman at the time.
He saved someone. God damn it!
Doesn't count. He's not Superman. He's just a wandering people who's still hiding his abilities and trying to be, timid Clark Kent.
Because that's what his dad told him to be.
Yeah, well, his dad's one of the biggest issue in this goddamn movie. Yeah, so we start out with, Henry Cavill as Clark Kent, adult on a boat. He saves a bunch of fishing rigs, and then we cut back and forth between that, him being an adult, to him
life lessons,
being a child. Yeah. Yes, like he's saving the people, and then we cut back to him not able to control his powers, where he has a mother with his moment in front of the entire school for some reason. But whatever, that's a nitpick. And the transitions bothered me too in this.
God damn, TJ, what about them?
Like you said, where he saves the kids in the school bus, but to get to that scene where we cut back to where he does that, he steals some clothes because he just swam out of the ocean. And then he sees a school bus, and he's reminiscing about the school bus. And now we're back. It's just I don't think he's reminiscing.
I think it's just a flash, this ties into that. I don't think it's he's like, oh, I remember a time I did this.
Well, the way he looked at it, it was very contemplative and I remember back when I was that kid. It's just all this movie bothered me, and then in the flashbacks, I wrote a note here that doesn't matter because they rectify it later, but they briefly mention Lana Lang and Pete as friends here. Pete starts out as a bully for some reason, which is stupid, but whatever. There's a small character arc there in flashbacks. In 3 scenes, they put all the effort in making his character arc for him for some reason, and then do it anyone else.
I know, it's so weird.
And then we get to it, the start of Jonathan Kent and his fantastic advice to his alien son. After he saves this bunch of school kids, he's he's in danger of being caught with his powers. Pete's mom brings his over there and they're talking about it. And Jonathan goes out there and says, well, I told you not to use your powers. And Clark asks him, what, should I just let him die? And he's like, maybe.
No, that's terrible advice. No matter what, no, if you tell your normal kid, you save people. So go save people, kid. You don't let people die. You save them.
Jonathan Kent would never say maybe let some kids die.
As much as I want to say this is I'm rewriting the movie. It's fine having that scene and having him say that, but they got to follow up with a scene or two later. I rectify what I just said. I thought about it. I was afraid in the moment. You are supernatural. You're better. You do save people because you're great. You're fantastical. You did a great job, son. I'm sorry for telling you the wrong thing. They should have said shit like that, but just straight up maybe or no. That's not who that character is.
And they stick with this character.
That's not the character. You're right. It's terrible.
No, this character is terrible.
That's awful.
This person that raised Clark Kent should not grow up to be Superman.
No, not in this world.
No, he should grow up to be either a hermit away from the world or a fascist, honestly, at this point.
Just evil or begrudging, and just not my problem.
Yep.
Because nothing about this screams, I should be Superman.
And not only that, and then he's telling Clark he's got all his explanations, you are better than everyone else and everything like this. You have the whole world looking at you, and he's putting a lot of pressure on this 8-year-old kid.
Yes.
At this age, it's dude, this is terrible. This is the worst Jonathan Kent ever. And then after all that terribleness, he's a bartender now, and we're in Superman 2.
I got the same vibes. Why are we doing this again?
Yeah, so we're just doing that again, and then, guy, provokes him, and so he destroys his bus because he's petty, I guess. Superman's petty. And then why is he hitchhiking?
Because he doesn't know how to fly yet.
Yeah, but he can run really, really fast.
He doesn't know how to fly yet.
But he can jump really, really far.
He's immune to all the weather and everything, so I don't know why he's doing any of this, but...
Yeah,
I know.
Him just putting out his thumb to get a car ride when he definitely doesn't need it. He just swam an entire ocean.
I know. He can literally just walk and not care about anyone picking him up. He's fine. Does he even need to eat? He's a god. He doesn't do anything in this movie. Just walk.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that's a nitpick, but it just didn't sit right with me. Well, just go. Why are you trying to get a ride with a stranger who could possibly find out what your abilities are?
Exactly.
I mean, this is who you are, right? You're hiding your abilities. Anyway, Clark heard about a military, something finding something in Canada or something. And then we get introduced to Lois Lane. And so, there's a bunch of, we get introduced to all the military characters. They're all mostly not relevant. So moving on. So I guess the spaceship they found is from Krypton. It was one of the outposts they sent.
Yes.
And they paid for Russell Crowe, so we need him to be a hologram so he can still be in this movie because, we paid him.
Which I'm fine with. I like it.
He's the AI in this ship. And I guess this is the Fortress of Solitude?
Yes.
I guess the Fortress is just a spaceship now.
Yep.
I mean, whatever. It's just a weird choice.
I mean, better than a ice crystal kingdom, right? Easy to be found by goddamn drones.
No, because it's so deep in the Arctic knowing you get to it.
Yeah, but it's easy to find now. That's the sole purpose of the Solitude was being out of the sight and out of mind, right? From anybody, untouchable by anybody.
Right, but no one's sending drones over the middle of the Arctic.
No, but once they're trying to find out who he is, there's a big ice crystal thing over there, guys. That's weird.
Yeah, but why would they bother to look for that? Well, they don't even know this fortress exists unless he tells them.
He says he's always in hiding. I don't know. They allude to it at the end, like, stop trying to find me. Well, I don't know. The drone you took down was in this certain area, so it must be getting close to where you were at. So there's some more drones this way, and there's a big ice kingdom over here. Let's go check this ice kingdom out.
Right, but like at the same time, they could send drones, but he could just destroy them all before they get anywhere close.
I know, but I don't know.
Like I don't mind the spaceship change, but I don't think the ice fortress is any worse than it.
I think it's if they're trying to ground this in realism, it's a better fit to be a spaceship than a ice crystal kingdom. That's all.
Well, yeah, for the tone of this movie, sure, it's fine. I'm not complaining about it. I just thought it was a weird choice.
You sound like you're nitpicking and being a bitchy about it.
No, I said I guess it's just a spaceship now.
Yeah, the way you said it, though, I was like, I guess it's a spaceship now. Sounded like dismissive and bitchy. That's all.
Because it just seemed a weird choice that, now they have a spaceship that the bad guys can take over.
The bad guys taking over the Crystal's fortress.
It's more of it's just a plot point now rather than the fortress.
Yeah, the fortress has been taken over multiple times though, and infiltrated multiple times.
Yeah, but you have to actually go there. You can't just steal it.
I mean, yeah.
You can't steal an ice You can't steal an ice palace. I'm sorry.
They've done it.
No, they haven't.
I mean, they've taken it over, but like they've still stolen it by taking it over.
They went in there and stole things from it, but they never took the entire.
The way the people taking this land, it's how they took over that place. Like, oh, this is our property now. We're occupying it now. Sorry, Soups.
Yeah, good luck with that.
I know, but people have done it, I'm saying. That's all.
People have done it, but they wouldn't have done it to the Fortress of Solitude.
They have done it. Lex Luthor's gone there multiple times. General Zod from the last movie
he's gone in, but he's never stolen the Fortress of Solitude. That's my point.
Whatever. I get what you're saying, but like
I wasn't even going to have an argument about this because I was just like moving on because it's not. It was just I was just thought it was a weird thing that they decided to turn the fortress into a spaceship.
I don't think it's weird. I miss the fortress. It was pretty, but it was like. Makes sense. That big crystal thing, like, that's weird.
I didn't say that makes sense. I just thought it was a weird choice.
I don't think it's weird at all. Like, what else could they have done with it?
What, the fortress? Yeah. Make it a fortress?
How? Like, what do you mean by make it a fortress?
Like, if it's a spaceship, it's no longer a fortress, first of all.
No, I know, but, like, what do you mean by, like, are they making another big building that's going to draw all the eyes to it? Like, we need to make it a fortress.
I mean, to be fair, like, in the comics, he has multiple Fortresses of Solitudes now, and one of them was in the Bermuda Triangle, so...
Okay, which makes sense.
So you could do something like that.
I guess. I don't know. Them trying to ground this shit into realism, which they shouldn't. It's stupid.
Well, they shouldn't do that in the first place, but, whatever.
Being a dumb spaceship. But yeah,
I know, like I said.
But weirdly, there's a weird floating island that's inaccessible by man in this world, so where's the realism begin and end, right?
That's my whole point. No. I don't know why we're arguing over this.
I'm just saying, because you came off saying, like, oh, this is really dumb. It seemed like you were saying that. But I'm saying it's not that dumb.
No, I just literally, when I saw it, I was like, oh, I guess it's a spaceship now. That was literally my reaction to it.
It just sounded like you were being like, oh, this is a spaceship now. That's what it seemed like. That's all.
Well, it wasn't trying to come off that way. I was just being dismissive.
Yeah. Sorry we had a 10-minute argument about that. Because I agree with you on that. I think it's stupid. I think it's dumb. I like the fortress better, obviously. Just in this world, it makes semi-sense to be a stupid fucking spaceship.
Yeah. And you know what? In the spaceship, when they're explaining the more Krypton lore and stuff, the more they explain the lore of Krypton, the dumber it gets.
How so?
Just let it go. Like, they started to explain, like, the space travel and stuff here, where they went and they just abandoned space travel because of popular stuff. Stop trying to explain the lore of Krypton. You're very bad at
No,
this.
because it makes sense. They're making it like us. It makes sense.
No, the more they explain, the less it makes logical sense that they do anything. They just need to let it go.
Why?
Just be a Superman movie. Go do
No,
something. Stop
I'm
explaining.
curious, like, why does it make it less logical? I'm curious.
Like, this is literally where they explain they stopped space travel because of population control.
What's population like? How's that play into it?
I don't know. That's what they said. That's all they said.
Oh, okay.
They said we stopped expanding into space. We abandoned space travel and something else because of population control.
Makes no sense. But okay, you're right. You're right. Okay.
Why is population control a problem if you're expanding into other planets? You have whole planets to put more population on. Like, I was trying to move past this, but you wanted to go into it.
You're right. You're right. Because I didn't know what you were talking about, but now I understand. Yeah, it makes no sense, and I agree. I can't even argue.
And the more they go into Krypton lore, the more they try to explain stuff like the MacGuffin and the Codex, and none of it makes sense. They need to stop trying to, like, give us reasons for stuff and just move on. Let it go. Yes. No one cares. Just give us a goddamn Superman.
Oh, I agree. And
another thing that really bothers me, and this is admittedly a nitpick, why is the suit from Krypton? Like, wait. They prepared a full size suit.
Thank you for him. Thank you. I forgot. Thank you for bringing this up. Yeah.
Like, it makes sense in the actual canon and lore. Like, his mother made his first costume for him. He makes his own costume later and designs it. Why is there already a pre-made suit for him?
Thank you, you beautiful soul. Because I forgot to bitch about that. You're right. The suits they wear in Krypton resemble nothing to this fucking suit. There's no S on it for the military symbol for hope, or whatever you want to say that S is for, or whatever bullshit you want to say. And then, like you said, this suit with this is like the color scheme, like nothing about this.
The color scheme definitely doesn't, but the S is on Jor-El's armor.
Barely.
It's just really hard to see.
Barely.
It's really hard to see.
So dominant on this dumbass suit he's wearing. Like, you're right. Like, it bothered me too. Like, why is this suit? Nothing about this screams Krypton. Nothing. Yeah, I'm glad. That's what I was like when thinking that. Thank you, TJ. It's bullshit. It's stupid bullshit. It's pandering, dumb bullshit.
It's stupid. It's like,
and that's another complaint I have about Superman. You just said, like, making him design his own thing, like they did in the comics. He's a smart person in the comics, right? And he's he's a detective. He's smart. He gets it. He learns.
Well, he's not a detective, but he's smart. But, like, he can learn. He knows practically every language on Earth. He learned all the language.
They showed it in the original Dahmer movies. Him being charismatic and good. He's not good in this movie, TJ. He's not charismatic. He's not charming.
He's not Superman. He's not. I'm sorry. He's not Superman.
This is why I don't like Henry Cavill because he did a good job acting, but his character is like, I don't see why people liked him as this. The character there is nothing there.
Well, I think they found him charming.
Him himself, yes, sure.
Yes.
But there's not much of him in this as a character.
Well, no.
There's no witty lines. Not witty. There's no, like, just him being intellectual. There's nothing like that in this movie for him, the character. He's just brooding and moody and like, Zod, don't do it, Zod. And then some grins in here and there. But that's about it.
Yeah, I know.
This is not a good Superman movie.
Yeah, whatever. He puts on the suit and then he learns to fly, I guess.
Abysmal. Yes, he learns to fly somehow. Somehow
he's just
concentrating and clenching his asshole. He
concentrates and jumps. He didn't tell his dad didn't tell him he can fly or whatever. He just decides to go out into the arc and jump around until he flies. Whatever.
You think he would have done that as a kid, right? Like, I'm gonna jump around, see how high he could jump.
Yeah, you would think he would have figured this out by now. But like
as a kid, I got time to jump. I'm gonna jump.
Maybe. I was going to bring this up a little later. Maybe the cape gives him enough friction to get in.
Stop it.
Like later, this is another nitpick. Later, they're in space, and Superman's flying in space, right?
Are you gonna say what I'm thinking I'm gonna say? You're gonna say
how?
Yeah,
there's no air. There's
no
friction. How is he doing this? And how's he moving?
I had the same. I could see if he was pushing off of something. Sure, that's momentum. He literally stops in the middle of the thing and pauses. He has got no momentum at all. And then he goes.
He gives a Jesus pose as he falls out of the space thing, and then just flies toward it.
I thought the same thing. There's no way he's flying. He's stuck there now. He can't move. He needs something to push off of. Unless he's like on the cusp of outer space and inner space, I guess. Right?
I don't know.
That's just some kind of gravity.
Maybe there's an atmosphere of some type there in that spot.
The same thing. Like, nah, he's stuck there now.
But maybe it's the cape that gives him the friction that allows him to fly now. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the only explanation I can come up with.
Fucking movie. This movie's so bad. It's not a good movie.
And then we get more Jonathan Kent, fantastic lines. You can't reveal to yourself to the world because they'll hate you.
Which is true, but like you can also say they'll hate you, so you make them like you. There. That's a great Jonathan Kent thing to say, or something like that. Make them love you, Clark. Show them a
like
reason
that.
to like you.
You can do that, but it's like we've done this argument a lot on this podcast. It's like, okay, so you're not gonna do things because something bad might happen with it. It's like, who cares what the people think?
Like you said, it's the fascist fear mongering side. Like, be positive. Be Superman. Damn it.
And it gets even dumber because now there's a tornado. This is the worst Jonathan Kent death I've ever seen. The absolute worst.
It's so avoidable.
It's not. It's so avoidable at first, like you said. First of all,
it's so like,
but his death is for nothing.
Exactly.
Like it's like the point of Jonathan Kent's death is to show Clark that he can't save everybody, that he can't fight everything. But a tornado. He's sure as hell could. He could have like gone into it and like spin the opposite and ran the opposite direction and dissipated.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in the last movie, did he like pick up a tornado? Like, come on, this guy does. No, what they should have done is he does all his best he could do to save these people out of the tornado. But reports come out that some people still died. There we go.
Yeah, there's no reason to kill Jonathan Kent. But the reasoning behind it is stupid. He doesn't save his dad because his dad is so stupid and so stubborn and so stuck in his ways. You can't reveal yourself because use your powers because people can't know who you are. Never be yourself. Just stay hidden forever. Let me die, even.
Like, no. It's a terrible message.
So, I know. That's what the message is, though.
That's the message off the movie, because even later on, when the General Zod comes out, like, yeah, you're f***ing around and you sent a signal out. You should have just stayed hidden. It's not a good message, guys. It's not a good message in this movie. This is 2 hours, 23 minutes, DJ, this movie.
I know.
And you've only barely talked about John Kent and Clark. Not much of Lois Lane in this movie to talk about.
Well, I mean, no, Lois is...
Is there much?
She's fine.
What?
She's fine.
Yeah,
I like her. I like a lot of the small lines that she has with Clark. They're cute. But
I didn't care for her character that much, though.
Like, because there's no character there. Like I said, I like the small lines. Yeah. Like, little lines here and there where, like, the romance between them is not really believable, but whatever. It's like, you know where it's going. So it's like, if we want to skip that part again, I'm okay with it to an extent, if you know what I mean.
I'm not. I usually am okay with it, but at least make this believable.
Yeah, well, I know. But there's no character here,
exactly.
So it's like
there's no character anywhere in this movie.
There's nothing really to talk. Well, there's character with Jonathan.
It's
Kent.
the wrong character. So there's no character.
Miserable, terrible character.
So like, what the movie? Who asked for this?
No one. They just made it because they had
a good idea. And how did this get made? Like
they got made because they needed to make a Superman movie, or they're gonna have to pay the Seagull estate money.
Make this. I was a fan of this movie too, TJ.
Yeah, well.
I was a fan.
As usual. To
be fair, to my point, though, when I was a fan, I did not see the original ones. This is the only Superman movie.
This was
the second one. The only. I saw Superman Returns, which was trash. Then I saw this. So those are the only two Superman movies I saw.
Yeah, I mean your judgment is based on only what you've experienced.
Exactly. So when I saw the new, the OG ones, like, oh, these are good movies. That's Superman.
You know. You learned what Superman really is.
Yeah, it's like, holy shit, what was I watching?
All right, let's get to Zod, because he shows up now 2 hours into the movie, apparently. So Zod, I guess, takes over all the...
Stupid. This is stupid, too. This is so, like, 2000
the TVs, and he takes over all the TVs and stuff, and broadcasts his message in every language, which... fair enough. That's a good attention to detail, except what is China doing? What is Russia doing? What is every other government doing with this alien invasion that's apparently over the Indian Ocean?
And see,
where's all their military?
This is what I was saying. This is such a heavy American influence in military. It's so Michael Bay and Transformers. You don't care what's going overseas. This is an American movie, damn it.
Yeah, it's an American. Definitely American.
Like,
I mean, he does say he was born in Kansas.
Yeah, but like you said, this is an international problem, guys. He's gonna kill everyone.
Yeah, like this. It's like you can't show Zod talking to everybody on the planet with different languages and then not involve the rest of the planet.
Okay. Well, also, like, how was Zod filming?
That's Kryptonian magic.
Yeah. How? Just how? I get radio links, so I get connecting to the radio waves. I get that, but he had no cameras. Yeah, no.
Look, we don't have time to explain that. We have to go back in the past and go.
You're right. You're right.
Bully Clark.
Shit, you're right.
Right?
I see that. You're right. That's important. No time for questions. You're right. This movie's so bad. This movie's not good.
Why is there always bullies?
Right? I feel like did everybody get bullied as kids?
I feel
Is
like
that a common thing?
I mean,
missed out on.
I like there are moments of bullying, sure, but these are just like every kid's an asshole in every movie. It's like
it's extreme. Like
except,
you're either an asshole, you're pretty, or you're a bully.
And here's another thing. They always show like the protagonist being bullied and stuff, and he's overcome. But sometimes the kids that get bullied don't become good people.
No.
So in my note, I wrote there was one good Jonathan Kent line, but I didn't write it down, and I don't remember what it is. So it must not have been that great.
Didn't exist. It's probably the bullying. So.
It was probably like overcoming the bullies or something like that, or
this movie's not good.
It was probably a good line.
I'm watching this movie after talking. It's just not good. It's too dull. It's too serious. It's too moopy.
All right, like you saw Daredevil, right? The TV show.
Yes.
So this next scene.
That's the scene I was watching too. Like, why do we have this in here? Yeah.
Like he goes to a church and talks to a priest.
Yes.
Like it makes sense in Daredevil because he's a Christian and he's having questions of faith and stuff like that. What does Catholicism have anything to do with Superman at this point in this movie?
Superman equals Jesus.
Like I get, like if you're going when there's that trope when you have a crisis of some kind and you need to talk to somebody, a stranger, you always go to a priest. You know. And they always show that thing. I get that. But it's just like, when you do it in a Superman movie, it just feels like, oh, good, another religious allegory here.
Because he's Jesus. You guys get it?
Yeah.
You guys get it, right?
And then it was after that scene that I wrote, there's no Superman in this movie. We did get I did like the scene where he's sinking into the skulls.
Oh,
Superman.
God. I love that. There's some good shit in this movie. I'm not there is some genuinely visually, metaphorically cool good shit in this.
There's a few good shot scenes in this, where like he's like Clark's Zod's in his brain or something at this point, and he's like what's going to happen to Earth if you terraform? Because Zod's plan is to terraform the Earth, people, just so you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, to turn it into a new Krypton, whatever. MacGuffin stuff, that's superhero stuff, whatever, that's fine. But he's like, and then you just see Superman standing on a like pile of skulls and starts sinking into it. It's a really cool scene.
Very cool.
But with that being said, like Zod's message to the Earth was hand over Clark or Superman, and Superman turns himself in and he gets turned over to Zod. Why did they take Lois?
Oh, because movie. We
never
we need her hair because Zod wants her.
They never explained. Lois never gets a line with Zod. No. Really,
it would have made sense.
They never explain why she's there. If she would make sense if he was there because Clark cares about her.
It would have made sense. I mean, it would have made sense. Like we saw the newspapers because we were on the planet for a little bit, like the other movie, and we see that this Lois Lane got in contact with Superman. Bring her too, because she might know more. Something along that line.
Right. Something, anything, but we don't get a reason.
He wants that lady
She's
there
just
too.
There. Yeah,
Why?
she's just there. She's there because we need her on the ship at this point for the next part of the movie.
She needs to be a damsel for later on and say Superman, so Superman can save her. Because that movie.
Well, she's got to be we got to put her in a heroic scene first and have her escape on her own so that Superman can save her later.
This movie.
Because she's not a damsel. She can handle herself.
I wonder if I was like at this age now, watching this movie when it came out, and I would have sat through the whole movie or walked out. Because this was a lot of stupid shit in this movie, TJ. Like, I think that scene right there, like, why are they taking her? I would have, like, left. Like, this is stupid.
Like, I don't mind Lois being a damsel in distress. You know why? Because she's always been a damsel in distress.
No, but it's got to be justified and, like, makes sense.
Right. It's got to make sense. Because she's normally a damsel because she puts herself in those situations.
But to have Zod, like, I want her because reasons, it makes no f***ing sense. That's bad, right? That's just bad. That's just bad writing.
Right. Honestly, Lois is is kind of an arrogant character because she just feels like she can do whatever she wants. She knows Superman's just going to save her.
I love that about Lois.
This makes no sense.
I forgot to mention that the military took Superman in and questioned him for a little bit.
Yeah, I just skipped over that part.
It's important because I'm only going to say the black guy, the black sergeant leader, military guy, he's supposed to be Martian Manhunter.
Is
he?
Yes,
it was confirmed by, I believe it was confirmed by one of the people who made these movies. Like, yeah, that character was supposed to be Martian Manhunter eventually. I think Snyder said that. That's why you see him act the way he acts most of the time. It's like, oh, it's supposed to be Martian Manhunter. So that's a fun fact for you.
What's his name?
The character or the actor?
The actor or the character?
Black General #1. I don't know. Let me look up real quick.
Harry Lennox.
Is that the character or actor?
That looks like. Additionally, Harry Lennox plays Lieutenant General Calvin Swanswick.
General Calvin. Hold on. General Calvin what?
Swanswick.
Swanswick.
I mean, I hover over the name and it does bring up Martian Manhunter, but that makes no sense. It's not really his name in the comics. His name is David Harwood a lot of the time.
I know, but because this movie's different, it's remaking things.
Anyway, where were
Lois
we?
Lane got captured for some dumb reason. Zod's.
Then she escapes thanks to, well, Superman gives her the Jor-El key for some reason, and then she uses it to escape with the help of AI Jor-El.
Yes.
Because we paid Russell Crowe and we need some again. And then this is where Superman flies in space, so we could skip over that. And then we get the first half of Superman fighting the Kryptonians, because he's got to fight the Free guys first. Yes. But while he's fighting the Free guys, the other Kryptonians are fighting regular humans and Christopher Maloney's character, because, we have to show how powerful they are and stuff. And this is where I realized the fighting in this in the CGI feels like it should be in a video game or an anime. Yes. And then I read in the behind the scenes stuff that the fighting they took inspiration from Dragon Ball Z.
Yes. It makes sense. But now, that being said, I think the fighting's bad.
Yeah, it looks like they're video game characters.
But like in a not even that, it's just it's shaky cams, quick cuts. It's like it's bad.
But like you could, when the Kryptonians move, they don't look real.
No, it's not good.
Anyway, there's a fight and there's a bunch of destruction and stuff, and then the bad guys get away for a moment, and then there is a good moment where the Kryptonians fly away and Superman's coming out of rubble and all the soldiers have their guns pointing at them. Yeah. And then they just let them pass. That's a good Superman moment. Yes. But then it's immediately ruined by we're on your side. Because, America. Then I wrote the Codex is stupid MacGuffin, but we've already gone over that, so. And then I wrote Where Are the Other Governments? We already discussed that. Move on from there.
Big fighting scene is stupid.
They got this world destroyer thing from another planet off of one of the outposts from Krypton, and they brought it here. And it looks like one of the aliens from War of the Worlds. It does. And when it's sentient, and when it attacks, it's got Dr. Octopus arms.
For some reason.
So, that's 2 movies they stole right off from. But to be fair, they're just effects. It doesn't. And this is also where I wrote the little lines. Some of the little lines are pretty good in this. Some of the little interactions. But there's no characters, so even with the little lines. The Superman, destroying the thing was pretty cool, but...
Again, there's some cool. I don't know, man. This whole third act destruction bullshit was so excessive and too much. I get the complaints now. I definitely when I was younger, whatever. People, you guys won't understand. It's excessive. So, their plan is to terraform the Earth, and they're using their ship and the world destroyer thing to do it. And then, but they got also have Clark's ship, which also has a similar engine, and they create a black hole. It's a bunch of science jargon that we don't need to know. So essentially, they just got to get that thing to there, and then there's a bunch of bullcrap where they crash the ship, where Christopher Maloney character sacrifices himself, and the poor doctor who was in the back. Who just gets, and they get sucked into a black hole, and they stop the thing, and it's the day is saved. And I brought all that up for a reason. Oh, because Clark is stopped in General Zod inside. He's in a spaceship driving one of the spaceships with all the things, and Clark's about to destroy it, and Zod says, "If you destroy this, you're going to destroy Krypton." And then Clark says, "Krypton had its chance." And for some reason, I really like that line. It's true, though. Well, it's a good line.
And so he destroys it, and the spaceship crashed. Meanwhile, Perry White and all the Daily Planet people are running around trying to escape the destruction that's happening, and buildings are falling and stuff like that, blah, 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 blah. And all that concludes with Clark and Lois landed, and they kiss for the first time. And I thought the movie should have ended there. I think they should have gave us a better a fight in the ship, and maybe out with Zod a little bit there, and just ended the movie there and cut out this last 20 minutes.
I can agree with that.
So we could have cut out the first 20 minutes and the last 20 minutes.
Yes,
because this literally saved the entire world right there. Why do we need this last 20 minutes fight with Zod? You could have had this fight with Zod while all that stuff was happening with the ship in there, and it could have just stopped the movie, and it wouldn't have been this garbage ending that we get. But that's not what we get. We get this garbage ending where Zod fights Superman, and then they fight through a bunch of placements, just so you know.
Product placement's there and throughout the movie is just so in your face.
Yeah, I mean, but whatever. They crash through a LexCorp tanker, so Lex Luthor exists in this
Also,
world.
they crash through
a Wayne satellite, so Bruce Wayne exists in this world. So just so you know,
it's a DCEU beginning.
Yep, and I'm trying to read what this little note is, but I can't.
God, Lex Luthor is in this world, TJ.
Yes, he
is.
is.
Jesse Eyes. This is a terrible universe. This is a terrible superhero universe. Wow.
You know what? Everyone knows how this movie ends,
yeah, it's
right?
a big fight. They kill Zod.
And Zod is, using his fire beam eyes to threaten to kill these people, and Clark snaps his neck and kills him instead of, turning him to the left, covering his eyes with his invulnerable hands.
No, but it makes sense why he killed him. Like, yeah, he could have stopped that moment, but Zod was like, I'm gonna kill people. There's no way you're gonna stop me unless you kill me. Zod was so in the zone of, I'm gonna murder unless I'm murdered.
So you knock him out, and then you contain him.
How did he stop Zod in the first movie, TJ?
He put him back in his Phantom Zone. No, he didn't. They ended up back in the Phantom Zone. I'm pretty sure he ended up back in the Phantom Zone.
Pretty sure he killed the guy.
No.
In a theatrical cut of Superman 2, General Zod dies during the movie's final, as does Urza and Nan. After having their powers removed, all three Kryptonians fall to their deaths in the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, okay, you're right. They do die, but Superman didn't kill them.
He pushes them to super.
He didn't.
He tricks them into dying themselves.
No, he took away the power, but the whole fortress was collapsing and they fell into a hole.
Remember, he tricks them to losing the powers because the whole "I sacrifice my power" thing. He tricked them into their death. It's the same argument we had with Batman not saving the guy in Dark Knight movie.
But he didn't, and to go over there and break their necks, he was just intending to take their power. He had no intention of killing them.
He had time to save them. Superman, he was really fast. He reversed the planet's orbit.
I don't remember how that movie ended. To have a proper.
I know, but people argue that him killing General Zod's out of character. I killed him in the first movie too.
But he didn't. That's what I'm trying to say. He didn't break Zod's neck in this, and this was easily avoidable.
No, it's not. I would argue that him killing Zod makes sense because Zod is like from beginning to end. I'm a tyrant.
Superman does not kill. Superman does not kill. If they wanted to kill off Zod, he can kill him off. They can kill him off however they want to. Like they can have him fall into a hole.
I agree.
They wanted to kill him. They didn't need to have him brutally break his neck.
I agree. Superman does not truly kill in the ideal our world. And this movie's bad. I will agree.
No, and I hate that argument that it's just as a separate universe.
In this world that they created, he kills. He's got a terrible Pa Kent who didn't raise him right, and he's got a bad upbringing. He's just bad. He's not good. It's not a good superhero. It's not good. But in this movie, it makes sense.
Yeah, but that's not the Superman we get in later movies.
Am I killing?
Yeah.
This is his first outing as not even Superman.
Yeah, that's my whole point. That's not what happens if you kill somebody. He doesn't just say, "Oh, now it's an option at this point."
But General Zod kind of forced his hand.
He did not force his hand. He could have taken him down plenty of other ways.
Because also this movie sets up that this Superman's not smart. It's not an intellect. It's not charming. It's just a pretty looking dude who
you wanna know what makes this killing thing even worse is before they get to that point, they're fighting, and Zod tells Superman, either you are going to die or I'm going to die. Foreshadowing this scene. Why
is that bad? He's not even foreshadowing. He's saying literally, I am so who I am and born and bred to be the general leader that I am. The only reason I was being good enough to not do this was his goal was to kill people no matter what. But you took my only thing I cared about. You took Krypton from me. I'm going to murder everything you have now. So either you kill me or I kill you. That's the only outcome in this situation. It makes sense.
Him saying that makes sense. I'm not arguing that. My point is, him saying that in a Superman movie should lead to an ending where Superman overcomes that and defeats him without killing him. But the
Superman that they've established is not that kind of character.
But they didn't establish him as that character beforehand up until this point.
What do you mean?
He just randomly decides to kill Zod now.
They don't show him being witty or clever or anything.
But they didn't show him being anything.
Exactly.
So he could have not done that, and they've shown he was able to stop other things.
But how do you stop an intellectual murder machine.
You knock him out.
And then what?
And then you lock him up. You put him back in the Phantom Zone.
How does he know how to do that?
He knew how to reverse the polarity to make a black hole.
Bullshit. But they did that, and he's got his technology was now destroyed and gone. Right?
He has his father's AI thing,
gone, isn't it?
No, he still has it.
I don't know, man.
He could just ask his dad, well, how do I put him back in the Phantom Zone?
You just put back into the black hole. That was it. That's the only way you could have done it. What, Dad? The guy's waking up. Sorry, son. Kill him. Like, I get what you're saying. I kind of agree with it, but just the way they've set this world up, no. He's like, they made him just to be a murder machine.
And it's garbage.
I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying it's good, but it makes sense in this movie. In this trash movie, it makes sense.
But it doesn't make sense because they didn't even build him up to this point.
They built him up to be nothing, TJ.
Yeah, I know, but that's my point. If you're going to turn Superman into a killer, you have to lead to the moments up to him actually killing. They didn't.
And don't show you who you are, but you're showing who you are. So, like, I didn't train you to be a good person.
Yeah, but now you're showing who you are. Now you're showing everybody that you're a murderer, and now that you are a danger to everybody.
I mean, he's a danger because the destruction they did. Yeah. But he stopped. He stopped Zod. He stopped the bad guy doing most of the destruction.
Part of the reason Superman works and why he's tolerated and he's not constantly hounded and stuff is because they trust him to not kill no matter what. Now that he's shown that he will murder if he's pushed to a point, now he's a danger.
I agree. I'm not arguing that. I agree. I don't like it, but people who harp on it so badly, it's not
Superman.
I know. This movie's not good. It's not a Superman movie, TJ. I know.
That's all I'm trying to get here. And then they're right to harp on it and say this is not Superman.
It's not Superman. But it makes sense in this film movie. It makes sense.
I don't even agree it makes sense, though. I don't think it does because he's never shown a tendency that he's willing to do whatever it takes to stop somebody.
He destroyed the guy's trucks for some petty bullshit reason.
Yeah, but that's being petty. Yeah. But he didn't go and back and beat the guy up to a living
pulp. He was at the point where he did so much destruction with Zod. He saw how powerful and just driven Zod is. Like, this guy is crazy. He's about to kill his family. I don't know what else to do in this moment.
All I'm saying
he wasn't happy killing him. He was distraught. He was like snap neck and crying. He was not happy with the choices he had to do.
He snapped his neck and screamed once, and then we never go back.
I know. And again, bad movie. It's a bad movie. I'm not arguing. It's a bad movie. He doesn't like, what did I do? There's no like sad, I'm less Kryptonian now because my actions kind of, there's none of that shit. Like, I agree. But it's just like he wasn't happy in the moment.
This felt like they just wanted him to kill somebody. We want to make a dark Superman, and then they failed to accomplish that on any goal.
That too. But I still,
it's garbage. Sense. It's poor.
I'm not saying this is good, but I'm not saying it's as bad as people saying. That's all I'm saying.
No, it is as bad as people saying.
I don't think so.
It's just
I thought I would hate it as much too because I've been turned around a lot this week, but I don't think that's a bad ending. He killed Zod in the first movie, not as brutally.
We don't even need this ending.
We don't.
Like I said, we could have cut this 20 minutes out.
I agree. They could have sent Zod back with other people. I
just don't understand the choice to do it. It's just you're destroying a character for no reason.
I don't think it destroys the character.
You guy destroys the character. This is the best movie we get from here on out. There's no recovery. I know.
From this. I agree. I don't think that moment destroys the character. This whole movie destroys the character. This movie did not destroy the character. This movie destroyed the character. The bad writing, the bad direction of making him dark and moody for some reason.
I will disagree because up until this point there was no character.
TJ.
So him doing something against character destroys the character.
No, because there's no character to be had. So if you do something against the character, there's no character to be had. Either way, this movie's bad. We agree on that. Let's get past this dumb bullshit. You're right and I'm right. How about that?
If there's no character up in this point, you fall into what you know. You place the character that you know onto that character. So you assume certain things going for that character if they're not giving you any character. And then when you go against that so far to the opposite side of who the character is supposed to be and what we are expecting, then you destroy the character.
Sure. I will agree to disagree, and that's almost. I'm not agreeing with you 100%, but you make valid points. I made my points. We're not budging on them.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, Zod's dead,
Yes.
whatever. And Clark becomes a reporter, and then it just ends.
Because the movie sucks.
The movie does suck. It's really
I don't
bad.
think there's anything else I had to say besides this Transformers, the bad movie, bad character development, no character development for most characters. It's a trash movie. Visually, it's pretty. There's some cool. It's tolerable substance with some cool moments here and there, but it's not a Superman movie that's worth watching.
It's not a Superman movie, period.
No, it's not. And this is what sets up the series. Unfortunately. Like, that's great. No. That's great. Yeah, do you have anything else to wrap up aside to this?
No, what are you giving it?
I don't know. I don't. It's pretty enough for me not to hate it and be miserable throughout the movie. But also, it's generally not a good movie. It's no higher than a 3.
That's where I was at. I was at a 3.
But I don't think it's lower than a 3 either. I think 3's too high for it. So I don't know where I'm at, TJ. It's hard. Why are you giving it? Why are you giving it a 3?
Because I did like some of the imagery. I like the acting, and I did like a lot of the little lines and some of the side characters.
Okay,
it was enough to get it up to a 3.
We didn't even talk about the score. The score's great. It's really good.
Well, I mean, it was. Who was
Hans
it?
Zimmer, I believe, right?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, of course it's gonna be good, but we haven't mentioned like that. Like this is the music, but also that was a lot of it. That they kind of amped that up, and like the dialogue was kind of low for me. Yeah, no, it's a 2 out of 10 for me. I can't give it any of that. This movie's a 2 out of 10 for Marcus. I cannot. This was a better movie than it was.
I like how I bitched the entire movie and you still give it a worse score.
I bitched too.
Not as much as I did.
It was your review. I was zoned out for most of it.
You were not zoned out for most of it. You argued with me most of the time. That's why this review is the length of a Batman review.
Because they took my boy and ruined him, TJ.
I know.
They took him and ruined him in front of my eyes.